Hello everyone. Today we will see how we can call the REST API in action chain. So as a prerequisite, hope you already know how to use the on-field value action change event. Also, you have gone through the Oracle Visibility Project Administration playlist. So let's start. So for our use case, what we want to store the account URL on the opportunity page. So for example, if you see the account API, so we have the URL. So what we want on the opportunity edit page, we have created a new field here, account URL. That is the new custom field that I created just now. So we will use this field to store the account data. So whenever we will change the account, immediately the data should be updated into the account URL. So what we will do, we will call the REST API to get the URL and we will store this data into the opportunity field. So let's start. So we are inside the sandbox. So we haven't published the sandbox. So we will do this development along with the sandbox only. Okay, now let's go to configuration, Visual Builder. Okay, now let's navigate to our project. Or let's create a new branch instead of using the old one. So we are in the refs. Let's create a new branch. Create branch, and we will take the base as a main branch. Okay, let's create a new branch. Okay, let's click create. So we have created a new branch from the main branch. So let's go to our workspace and drill down to this workspace. So now our workspace is loaded. Let's switch to our branch. So what is our branch name? Test REST API. And what we have to do, we have to associate our sandbox also, so that we can access that custom field which we haven't published yet to the main name. Okay, let's click switch. So this workspace will be associated with the new branch along with my sandbox. So here you can see the sandbox name, test Redwood 01. So now what we will do, okay, so currently sales dependency is not yet there. So let me add that dependency so that we can make changes into the sales application. So click here and click on the plus icon for sales, add dependency. So if you see here, the sales dependency has been added. Also, if you go to layouts, here you can see customer experience and the sales application. So let's go to our opportunity object and click on the edit layout. So we need to duplicate the standard one and let it be the name. And let's drill down here. So here is our target party ID field, right? So let's add our field. So this is our field name, account URL. Let's drag and drop it here. So that field is added. So let's go to the app UI now. Let's open our opportunity pages. Now from the list page, let's go to the detail page, navigate. Now let's navigate to the edit page, click on details. So now if you see our account page is loaded and here is our field account URL. So now if we select any account, the URL won't get reflected here because we haven't made any changes yet. So what we want, whenever you will select the US for a service, the associated URL should reflect here as we showed in the API. So the for example URL is this one, so it should be updated in our account URL field. So let's see how we can call the REST API and get the data. We will go to the opportunities. So here what we will do, we will use the on field value change event. Click on plus. So here we have opportunity on field value change event. Click next. So hope you have already gone through the previous session where we discussed the on field value change event. So that change will be used whenever any field value is getting changed. That time you want to trigger something. So let's click on the code. So there are a lot of functions are there. So one by one we are discussing everything. Fire notification we already discussed. Call variable we discussed. Assign variable we have discussed. So today we are discussing the call rest. Same like we did before. We will delete this one and add our code. So firstly what we will do, we will check whether the target party ID is modified or not. If it's not modified, then no need to take any action, right? So let's take event dot modified field equal to target party ID, right? So for example, if it's true, if it's modified, then what we will do, let's store the party ID first. So we will create a variable account ID, and what we will do, event dot row, and we will save the target party ID. So the current party ID, so for example, from A account you have changed to B. Then B account target party will be stored into the local variable account ID. Okay. So now what we will do, once we get the target party ID of the current selected account, we will call the REST API here to the call REST. So we will select the endpoint CX. We will expand the accounts because we want to get the data from the accounts, right? So here you can see. Here we will select the accounts. Okay, select. So here the if you have used the postman, you will see the similar things, right? The limit you can like restrict how many records do you want to fetch. You can select the order by, everything you can do. So for our use case, we will do the filter criterion. Click on that queue and click on the queue here. So now what we want, URI parameter party ID equal to, and what should be the party ID? It should be the account ID, selected account ID, the local variable which is getting the data. That's it. We have mapped the filter criteria and just click on the save. That's it. So whatever the response we will get from the API, that will be stored and result in the response. Let's change the name. Account API response. So now what we want to update this data into our custom field. So what was the name of that custom field? URL underscore C. Let me copy this. So now what we want, row dot, let me paste that here. So this is the API, and from that body, so there will be items, right? Because we are passing the filter criteria using Q. So from that item 0, we want to get the URL. So you will get the URL of that current account selected. And what we are doing, we are setting that value to our custom field. So now let me click on the preview for better visibility. So now if I will select the account, what it will do, it will get the party ID and it will call the account REST API and get the URL and set that value to the account URL. See, automatically it will get. So it's very fast and very performant. So that's how you can call the REST API. It will be very much widely used to call the REST API. So practice it well and let me know if you have an issue. Also, there can be another use case also. You don't want to store the value at the backend. So you don't need to create a custom field. Instead, what you will do, you will create a custom field in the Oracle Business Builder and set that value. So let me show you that part also. So if you don't need to store that value at the backend, only for the front end you want to show the account URL, so you can create a custom field. So we have already covered the same example, like for the reference field. So same thing you can do, you can create a custom field here and you will set that value into this custom field. So it depends upon the requirements. So, but hope it is clear how to call the REST API. Thank you.